Hey YouTube, welcome back to this edition of The Ultimate Collector. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at Study Hall for the Nintendo. Now this one was produced by Con Games. This is their third release. Now you can actually purchase this at Retro USB for about $33. This is a puzzle style game. In this particular game, there are 16 stages and 8 challenge stages. There are about 16 different achievements to unlock in this game. One thing that's kind of reminiscent of a Nintendo game is this one is laid out a lot like Donkey Kong Jr., where you progress in the game by climbing up and down vertical lines, and you'll climb, horizontally back and forth to obtain keys and to unlock doors, so then that way you can progress further in the game. Now, the further along that you go in this particular game, the more and more, I guess you could say, harder it gets, the more skill you will actually need. I will have to say that this game, it starts out decently easy, but then obviously it progresses and gets quite a bit harder. But I would like to say that I think it's a really cool idea, the way this game was done on a pencil and paper, like notepad style. Because this game is based on, like, if you're sitting in study class or study hall, in the 80s or whenever, and you get really bored from doing homework, where you would start drawing, characters, and that's the basis for this game. The other basis that I think is really cool too, that it does pull out some music from the 80s as well. Like, you have a song called Don't You, then Sledgehammer, and I don't know, what is it, like Dancing Queen. I mean, there's a genre of different styles of music on this cart, which is actually pretty cool, and it's all done in a chiptune format. So that way, it's it gives all the songs a different spin. So a couple things I will say that I like about this game is the fact that it does look a lot like Donkey Kong Jr. I would also say that I like it because it is a completely different style of game for a puzzle game. The controls are really good too. They're pretty fluid. So I want to take a look at some of the things that are somewhat frustrating about the game. I want to take a look at the level design itself. On the first couple levels, the game is pretty easy. You have fun at it. You're like, yeah, this is fun. But as you progress into, like, level, I think 3, 4, 5, 6, it starts to get a lot harder, and the space between the top and the bottom is very limited. On your line. So if you have cannons shooting at you, you are very limited on how much time you have to get across the screen to be able to grab something before you get hit by a cannon. So the speed at which the bullets travel across the screen is like twice as fast as you can actually move. So you have to, I guess you have to time it really, really, really perfectly, or otherwise it's going to frustrate you a lot. The other thing that I don't really care too much for is the graphic design too. I'm just going to be honest here. When I first got the game, I didn't think that it was just going to be a stick figure drawing, to be quite honest. So when I played it for the first couple times, I remember I was playing it with my wife, and she gave me this look like, I can't believe you actually paid money for this game, and I kind of felt the same way. I was actually kind of disappointed with the actual design of the game, knowing what type of graphics can actually be programmed on the Nintendo. Seeing this, I was actually kind of like, you guys couldn't have done a little better. So, not that I'm ragging on Con Games, they did a good job on the game, and it's a good idea. I'm just saying that it obviously could have been done maybe a little bit better. Coming from somebody that's actually been involved with a homebrew video game. I'm actually currently in the middle of working on a homebrew video game, which is the original video game for the Atari 2600, and if you want to learn more, check it out at theoriginalvideogame.com. And that's even harder to program for than the Nintendo is. So, so going back with the stages, it does progressively get harder. Now, when you go and you grab a key or you grab an item, and say you fall off a vine, you go all the way back to the beginning, and then you lose the item too. You don't get to keep the item, so you can be almost all the way to the end of the stage and fall off, and then you go all the way back to the beginning and you lose an item. So it's kind of a bummer in that aspect, I guess you could say. But all in all, this game being Con Game's third homebrew release, I would hope to actually see maybe, I mean, the puzzle style gameplay was pretty cool. The all-in-all design of the game was really good. I would like to see a better, I guess you could say, a better artistic design in a game, a little bit more Nintendo style, not so much Atari style, because this game would have worked perfect on Atari. It would have worked perfect. So I would say this game, I would give it about 2.5 stars out of 5 for a homebrew. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this review, and I hope that it will help you to purchase, you know, what type of homebrews you're looking for. Don't forget, check out retrousb.com. They have some really cool homebrews on there right now. So YouTube, until we meet again, this has been another edition of The Ultimate Collector. So when you view often.